Hey guys, it's T from Craft with T, and I thank you for joining me today on our video. And we're going to be focusing on using just your standard color pencils. I'm using Spectrum Noir, but you can use this technique on Crayola, any type of waxy crayon, type medium. And what we're doing here is we're just going to ink up this stamp I have. It's by Some Odd Girl, and I use the VersaFine Black Onyx ink, and I'm going to stamp her and the sentiment all at one time, so then that way that part is done. And I just love these stamps. I think they help to be able to show you exactly how this technique would work. Now in this container is where I put my Gamsol. That blue thing I showed you is about the size that the bottle comes in. Then we have paper stumps and the filer, which is like sandpaper. So as we go, I'll explain what those things are and what we're actually doing with them. So the first thing we're going to do is lay down our color. So right now I'm just laying down the pink in the leg warmers and her top. Now obviously I have this sped up real fast, okay, so just bear with me. So you can see it's kind of waxy, and you can see my drawing lines from when I filled in the color. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wet up the stump, and then you're gonna just run it across what you just laid down with the color pencil. And what it's going to do is it's going to take all of your drawing marks out and just smooth everything out. And be careful, because sometimes, like especially the border of whatever it is you stamped, when you put down color and you use the Gamsol, because it's a wet liquid, it will bleed a little. So I would suggest, if you can wait for it to dry, then use the VersaFine. If not, then get you a hybrid ink. So here's the sandpaper, and I'm taking the stump. It had color on the end, and all I did was rub it against it, and I kept turning it to try to keep the point as much as I could, but it takes off the color. So when you're done with your drawing, you let your paper stumps dry, and then before you start your next project, you rub it on the sandpaper. And you can get that at a lot of the different stores. I want to say Scrapbook with Me Boutique at one point had a kit where it came with like 5 or 6 paper stumps, and then you got the sandpaper tool that I was using there to sharpen it. Alright, now for the skin, I'm laying down a brown. And I did this brown because I want you to be able to see it. So you can see me just putting down the color. And that's the best part with the color pencils. I mean, you can fill in everything you need. You don't have to worry about it drying or not moving once you have it laid down. Once you color in everything, you could potentially color in the entire photo or picture, whatever it is you stamped, and then just go back and do all the stumping part. But I like to do it as I go, so then that way by the time I'm done with the last piece of it, I'm done. And once you've smoothed it out, if you need to do more color, you just grab your pencil, add some more color down, and then you created a shadow, showing you right there on the leg. Alright, and so for the hair, oh no, not the hair. This is for the eye. I decided not to color in the white spot. I wanted to leave it. So I just put a little white dot in the center of the black on her eye to give it a little bit of a sparkle. Now for the hair. I'm laying down a gray first. And then I forgot about her ear. So I was just coloring that in real quick. Once I lay down the gray, then I'm going to take my black color pencil and just kind of on the the lines where the shadows would be, laying down where the black is, where you see the black anyway. And then I'm going to take the same stump, wet it a little bit, and then spread it out. And I did it with the light gray just to give it a little dimension, because sometimes if you do too much black, you'll lose some of the detail that the artist has put into the stamp. And I want you to be able to see the lines and stuff that are already there naturally. So that's why I did the gray on the bottom. Now with the balloon, I used a darker pink on the left, and I used the same pink as her outfit on the right. And then I'm using the same technique and just blending them together. And now I'm gonna do, of course, you know, you always gotta ground them. They can't just be floating in the air. So I'm taking the gray colored pencil and laying it down, and then once again using the Gamsol to spread it out and make it smooth. And when I was done with the ground, I went back to her hair, and because there was just a little bit there that I wanted to smooth out. And you don't have to keep your Gamsol in another container or anything like that. I just did because I like the way it looked. So now I'm getting the tape on the back of my piece, and I decided to grab a light pink twine that I wanted to put on the front. So what I did was I put it in the tape that I put on the back, wrapped it around 3 times, and then you'll see me attaching it to the back and putting it into the sticker part there, and then laying it down. Now I do it this way for 2 reasons. When it comes to knotting or putting in bows, I find that it works better for me this way. Now on this particular one, I'm doing a bow, so I was able to really get it to lay down flat and be pretty. You could do the same thing if you're just making a knot. You don't have to do everything in one piece. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes it's hard to get it to lay just right. And if you use a separate piece, you usually have a better chance. So once I put the glue dot underneath the bow, I went and got my sequins, and we're just going to lay out some sequins. And then we're going to attach the sequins with our multimedia mat by Ranger, and we're going to use our pickup tool to place them. So we're going to do that right now. And this is the fun part. I really do enjoy getting ready, you know, being at the end, putting on the sequins. Generally for me, that's where I know, you know, the card is coming to an end, because at the end is where you put them on. Because if you put them on before and you try to tape it and put it on top of your card, it can make things a little difficult when you're trying to put the tape on the back. So now sorry about the camera, after we put on the sequins, I decided to add some stickles. So I'm just going to add stickles to all of my pink areas. So her leg warmers, top, the balloon, and the headband. And my tip for stickles is, if you use it and you need it to dry quickly, then make sure you put it down in a thin layer. If you have the time and you want it to be really chunky, go ahead, go for it, but you're going to definitely need to have some time for it to dry. Okay? And we just hit the jewelry on her with a little bit of gold. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and please share and let people know that you found me. The channel is growing. We're at 51 subscribers, and I know everyone had to start somewhere, so I just thank you guys for you all being with me on this journey.